Alrighty. Now we're back. Let's see, what else? Yeah, there was Danielle Harris. She played Jamie Lloyd in Halloween's 4 and 5. And Jamie Lloyd, the character, is the daughter of the character that Jamie Lee Curtis played, Laurie Strode. But in parts 4 and 5 and 6, you're under the impression Laurie Strode is dead. And of course she's in 7 and she's been in hiding. But she has a son and doesn't know she has a daughter and blah, blah, blah. Well, Jamie Lloyd's character was in Halloween 6. And they actually tried to cast other people in it before talking to Danielle Harris. And Danielle Harris found out about it, and she showed up and said, "You can't cast this role to anyone else, it's my role." And so then she was signed on to the project, but then she didn't really like the script and what they were doing with Michael, and, you know, she's made comments that she didn't want her character to die and stuff like that. And I actually talked to the writer for part 6, and I kind of enjoyed his original version of it, because that's not what came out. They kind of took someone trying to explain why Michael's attacks were so random. You know, the fact that the first 2 movies are one night, and then part 4 is 10 years later, and then part 5 is 1 year later, and then part 6 was like 6 years later. And because of the filming schedule, he actually attempted to try to explain why he would only appear at certain points, and it wasn't a consistent thing, which I like that. I like a writer who's gonna, you know, get the continuity down and explain those types of things. I don't really have to be explained, you know, that Michael was abused or anything like that, because the reason he's scary is because he kills. Why does he kill? Because he wants to kill his family, and anyone who gets in his way, he kills them too. That's just the driving force behind him. Although I am a little excited to see Rob Zombie's Halloween, because Danielle Harris is in that one. She plays my favorite character, Annie Brackett. And I actually met her at a horror convention. She's very sweet. Anyway, so that's another situation where I got really sick to my stomach, because the person that I loved in the role wanted to come back, and then they couldn't work it out. And so that just kind of makes me sad. And then you have the character of Kristen from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, played by Patricia Arquette, fabulously. And I'm not really sure why there was a different actress playing Kristen's part in part 4. And maybe Patricia Arquette just didn't want to come back, or, you know, maybe they wanted to pay another actress a lot less so that because she dies early in the film. But, you know, come back, play the role. And if it's not your fault and it's the studio's fault, bring them back, let them play the role. We like to see the same actors and actresses return to the roles that we love. So, anyway, there's that. Here's the job front. I'm really fidgety, so I'm just like, let's do a video blog. But this one will probably only be 2 parts, because I don't really have much else to say, but I'm just like, I'm playing Paper Mario. I think I talked about that last time, but I'm playing it a lot now, and for, not last night, but the night before that, and the night before that, I was up till like 3 a.m. in the morning, playing it. Yeah, it's really addictive, and it's lots of fun. And so, there's going to be a Resident Evil Part 5, and I think it's going to be for the Nintendo Wii, and so we're going to have to buy one, even though they're still really expensive, because they have a Paper Mario for the Wii, and they have tastes as good coming up as it did going down. They have The Legend of Zelda, a new Paper Mario, the Resident Evil. There's a new Star Wars game coming out, and it might be on the Wii. So it's just the only system out that it really has stuff on it that I want to play. Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, I don't think there's anything on them. But the Star Wars game may only come out for those 2 systems, and so I'll have to pick which one of those I'm going to buy, and hopefully they'll be cheaper. Make them cheaper. People shouldn't have to spend $600 on a game console. I mean, if you're going to spend that much money, you might as well just play computer games. So, anyway.